my name is Spark, and as you well know, I am an 8-year veteran who recently lost her service dog unexpectedly. Bo was a very special dog. I have another dog who's almost 15 years old, and I've had her for 5 years. I rescued her from a local shelter where I was living at the time. And where I got Bo, I originally rescued him as a pet, not anticipating to turn him into my own service dog. And when I rescued him, I saved his life. I rescued him all the way from California with the help of others, especially a very wonderful woman who I don't really want to put her name out there for her own privacy, but she is what I call a miracle worker. And I had him for a couple of weeks. I saw high potential in him becoming a very, very, very great dog, even though I anticipated it to begin with. So I took him to get his Canine Good Citizenship test to see what he may or may not need to be worked on for his obedience. He passed it with flying colors. I was so thankful for that and saw how special he was. One of the trainers, the dog trainers, told me he'd do great as a therapy dog or some kind of a service dog. As soon as they said service dog, I never really thought about it. But for myself, because I do have PTSD. So another woman who I got in contact with, referred to by another person from the rescue that I originally got Bo from, told me I should talk to this woman from a different rescue. And I did. And she told me what I needed to do, who I need to contact to help me train, this and that. So I couldn't really find anyone to help me train around my local area until I did some digging. Found someone that lives like 5 minutes from me, and he volunteered his time to help me train my dog, be my own service dog. And I was very, very thankful for that too, that there's someone out there who is willing to help a veteran. After all the training and the practice I've done, he helped me out through a lot. My nightmares that I get almost every night. Sometimes I take my medication that I have prescribed to me. Sometimes I take it every night. Sometimes I don't, because I don't even know when I actually do need it. And sometimes I feel like I should not be controlled by medication. I don't like taking medication whatsoever. But that's just the kind of person I am. So anyways, he's helped me out through a lot. And my PTS, I felt like my PTSD was just started to go down more. I felt more confident. I wasn't afraid to have an anxiety attack because I knew someone would help me. And I wasn't afraid to have I was afraid to have a nightmare, but I knew I had somebody wake me up in the middle of it, or just the beginning of it, or right before it's even happening. One day when he got sick, I didn't think it was going to be a big deal, but I knew he was in pain. I rushed him to the hospital, and I didn't think that was going to be my last time seeing him. Once I heard from the doctors telling me he went straight into cardiac arrest, I was in complete shock. I didn't know what to think. I felt like I was in a dream. That's all I kept thinking was, am I in one of my nightmares? Am I dreaming? Am I really, really dreaming? I was there all by myself. As soon as they told me that he had 1% chance to come back, I knew there was no way he was going to come back to me. So I had to tell him to stop. They asked me if I wanted to see him. I said yes. This is the first time I've ever lost a dog. Ever. So they brought him back into the room. I cannot get that look of his face. I keep getting flashbacks, and it was very terrifying. It did not look like him anymore, but the rest of him did. I curled up on him and felt like he was still alive. His smooth, groomed, freshly groomed coat and body, and I just kept praying and praying and praying, wanting him just to come back, have some kind of miracle for him to come back. That's all I kept saying to myself. Please, just by some miracle, just start breathing on your own. Please, I do not want this to happen. So the hardest part about that and trying to get it out of my head, it's I don't know how long it's going to take me to get that out of my head, honestly. I don't think it ever will. But when I had to bring him out of that hospital to another vet to get him looked at even further, that was rough. That was really, really rough, especially being by myself. It was very rough. But I didn't have a choice to be by myself because everybody else had to go to work. I could not stop crying. I was going through major panic and panic attack, and my anxiety was through the roof, and I kept thinking, this is all my fault. It has to be all my fault. I must have did something wrong, this and that. And when I contacted my new rescue, Rising from the Ashes, Service Dogs, the girls, the directors, they really tried to help talk me through it, telling me to breathe, calm down, think of this, think of that. It wasn't your fault. I mean, they kept trying to calm me down, but I can understand it was hard for them to try to calm me down because they were hurting too. They knew how incredible he was. He even helped one of them when their service dog had to be temporarily stay at home. He was working a double shift when we were doing a special event to help raise money. That's how incredible he was. And I don't think I'm going to ever have a dog like him. Ever have a dog like him. So, as soon as I brought him to the vet, hoping and praying that maybe there was something he can find that was completely obvious. I couldn't afford an autopsy because they were going to send it to a university and I wouldn't be able to get his body back. Yet they'll probably do a cremation, but if they did the cremation there, it would cost more money, this and that. It was just too chaotic. So I wanted them to do an x-ray to see if there was anything obvious. Nothing was obvious. So now putting that big question mark in my head, it's like, what if this? What if that? What if I did this? What if I did that? What if I should have taken to the vet sooner? This and it's not going to come out of my head. There's a lot of what ifs, and I feel like the next dog I'm going to have, or with my current dog that I have that's 15, I'm going to be more paranoid. Maybe a little over paranoid, which is not a good thing. I really don't like talking about this, but you know what? If I keep talking about it over and over and over again, I'll start to feel better. That's what my therapist told me. Right now I keep getting flashbacks. It's not good. It's like my best friend pretty much died, and it's really not. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know what to say about it. It's just something I don't want to see every day, especially flashing in my head. And I know normally I get flashbacks when I'm driving, and that's the worst time. When you're driving and you're daydreaming, and all of a sudden I wake up from it and I'm like, wait, how did I get here and my destination? It's like technically they consider that as drunk driving, but I was daydreaming. I mean, my eyes weren't closed. It was just, you're thinking so hard, or you're just running through your memories and your brain. Like usually when people are saying to themselves, what am I going to do the next day? How can I do this? How can I do that? But with me, I'm not even thinking what I'm actually doing right now. I'm just doing it. It's scary. And Bo, he would sit in the back seat, and if I was doing something like that or had an anxiety attack, he would lick me in my ear to wake me up. Not in my face, because obviously that'll distract me, but he would lick me in my ear and whine and whine and whine, and that'll snap me out of it. Say, hey, you need to pull over and be back here in this world, not wherever you're thinking in your head, or what's going on in here. But anyway, so I decided back to the vet. As I brought him to the vet and I couldn't find anything obvious, I had him cremated, which I never thought I was going to do. But he's different. He's very, very different. So, as my journey goes, I gotta keep thinking to myself, I cannot depend on my dog. I just gotta keep working on myself. But it doesn't feel right. It feels like I'm missing something. I'm missing that guidance, that help. Now I'm scared to move forward without that. I don't have someone to help me. I mean, technically I do. Of course I got the medication, I got the doctors, but I don't see them every day. I don't need to see them every day. Sometimes I feel like I'm never gonna find that one special service dog ever again. Or never find something that's like Bo. And I know I'll never find a dog just like Bo. I will never, ever, ever find it. Because that's that special bond. But I've accepted that now. It took me a while to accept it. But with the help of my friends and some of my family members, it's helping me. But every time I'm at work, I feel totally depressed. Or when I'm by myself somewhere, I'm totally depressed. I don't have my service dog with me. I have anxiety attacks. I don't have anyone snapping me out of it. I'm daydreaming. I don't have anyone snapping me out of it. It just comes. And I don't want to be controlled by medication. I don't like that. I want to be able to control myself. Well, maybe about a week ago now, a woman from the rescue I recently got Bo from, or not recently got Bo from, but who I got Bo from, she found a great potential dog that would be great as a service dog for me. And she says, he's just like Bo, he's just like Bo. Maybe not exactly, but he's just like Bo. I fell right in love with him as soon as she said that. And as soon as I saw his picture, I knew he was going to be the one. But now, knowing where he's at, he's all the way in California, and I'm all the way here in New England, it's going to cost a lot of money. I do not have that kind of money. Now I'm thinking to myself, I'm not going to get a service dog just because I can't afford bringing them here. Of course I can afford dog food and, give him a home and love and caring and giving him love and care and grooming him and so on and so forth. That's nothing to me. But getting him here, that's a lot of money. And that's why no veteran should ever have to pay to get their service dog or get a service dog. It's ridiculous. None of us should be paying for that. It's a medicine right there. He's a working dog. But anyways, the organization told me, don't worry about it. We will help you. That's what we're here for. We're here to help you. And I'm very glad to have that. Because I don't know where I'd be right now. No idea. Well, looks like I'm done on my treadmill, which is what I've been doing this whole time. I gotta stay strong. I gotta keep my head up. I need help. I really need